in November or so, January, and we have them for 6 months, and so they generally gain 2 pounds a day if they're eating a lot. So since March, my pig gained 130 pounds, so it's roughly 2 pounds a day. This pig is a ham. It's a Hampshire. You can tell it's a ham because it's black and doesn't have white on it. And this pig over there is a blue butt. White.
Is this a purebred Hampshire?
Yes.
Oh, they cross it. It's purebred? Where do you get them from?
I got this one from Mr. Temple. This is actually my sow that I had last year that I showed at the fair. This is one of its babies from the same litter. And this is that one over there too, same mistake.
What do you do to them in terms of, what do you have to do in terms of like hoof care, getting them groomed up? What do you do in terms of getting them ready, like physically?
Well, generally you have to worry about their hoofs because you only have them for 6 months. But when they're babies, you have to clip their teeth because they have long subtle teeth. You clip their teeth. You notch their ears to tell like what number they are in the litter and which litter they're from. You have to also cut their tails off. They're generally like long and curly. So you cut their tails off, notch their ears, give them a shot of antibiotics and stuff. And then when you're getting ready for showing them and stuff, you clip them down. I clipped mine down last Sunday, and you generally want the hair on it to be a 1/4 inch or so. And you kind of just blend it around their faces and stuff. And then just wash them. If they're white, you have to put sunscreen on them because they'll get red and they'll flake and their skin will flake.
Did you actually raise yours at home or at the school, at the Apple Valley High School?
I raised mine at home, so yeah. So then just make sure they have a good shelter. They always need a lot of shade and stuff because their skin is pretty sensitive. You get sunburned pretty easy. And just make sure they have like bedding and stuff. When they're smaller, you have a heat lamp on them. Generally, especially in the winter time, like the first month or 2 that you have them, have a heat lamp on them, lots of bedding. Like
you get them in when? November? Around there or when?
Yeah, around between November and December.
So actually, you're having the sow give birth kind of late in the season, right?
Yeah, it gives birth around November, and then you actually get them and bring them home around January or so.
Are they more seasonal breeders too, though, where they normally give birth more in the summertime or in the springtime? Or they're not? Like horses, you know how they don't cycle during the winter because they don't want to give birth in the winter.
Yeah, I'm generally in.
Forget about pigs. I can't remember if they were seasonally and estrus or not.
Yeah, pigs, you can generally breed them year-round.
Right.
I mean, they have birth in the middle of winter and stuff too. For different pairs, it's breeding at different times. The gestation period is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days for pigs.
What kind of vaccination and diseases do you have to watch out for in pigs?
For pigs, you have to worm them every now and then for their worms. You give them. I give my pig Ivermectin. It's an injection, or you can give them a horse worm or 2 in the tube, squeeze tube.
The pace wormers,
Yeah.
Is it the same wormers that you give?
Yes, the same exact one.
So do they have the same worms, like roundworms, asterids, strongyles?
Yeah,
it's the same
exact worm for the pig.
Who was in class yesterday afternoon, in the horse class? You should have been there. Bad. You were. Remember we were talking about, I couldn't remember which worms crossed over and were in horses and in pigs. So asterids and strongyles obviously are because they're using the same wormer. And Ivermectin is injectable for them, but that's the same thing as ivermectin. Remember the pace wormer you can give horses? Horses, for whatever reason, I can't remember, but you can't give them the shot. They react to it or something. I know that for a long time you could use the shot for sheep, for pigs and for cattle, but you couldn't use it for horses because it was a problem with it. Then they came out with the paste, with the ivermectin, that was a paste, and you could use it for horses. Okay. What about, well, aren't they also a host, potentially a host for...
going to be moving a pig through here?
Okay, sure, yeah. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, the Lucerne Valley people, watch out. They pigs are probably going to get out of control. Okay. All right. So, what else can we ask you? A hard question. What is it? Hey, you guys, any of you have questions about what you do? Well, when we go and watch them, you guys are going to be showing them, right?
Yeah.
What's the judge? Can you give us a few tips of what the judge is going to be looking for in terms? Got to have the right weight, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you're too? What's the leeway? How much can you be under? What did you say? 260 pounds? How much can you be under, and how much can you be over?
Okay, well, the minimum weight for the pigs is 200 is shown option.
Okay.
But they break the classes up by like 10-pound groups.
Okay.
So they're going to have the first class like around like 200 to like 210 stuff,
Okay.
and they just move up like that. There's some pigs here that are over. There's no like maximum weight limit really for the pigs.
Okay.
At the auction, they pay up to 280 pounds. So if the pig's 300 pounds, they only pay up to 280.
Okay.
So they break them up like that. There's generally like between 6 and 8 pigs per class.
And each in 10-pound categories.
Yeah.
So if you go along and your pig just doesn't really grow, you still, as long as it's in that range, you're still going to get it in a class where compete against like pigs.
Yeah.
You don't have to like exactly get to 260, or you're out.
Just the target weight.
Okay.
As long as you get in the 200s through
Okay.
280 rounds. Generally, the champions and stuff are going to be in the 250, 260 range.
Okay. Okay. So they're like the grand champions are going to be in that. So you do want to get to that if you really want to get a champion.
Yeah.
Okay. How about feeding? What kind of stomach what kind of stomach animal is a pig anyway?
It's a monogastric.
Yeah.
So,
cool. So what is it? What kind of feed do you have to give them?
I feed Showmaster.
Okay.
From Apple Valley Feed Bin.
Okay. What about protein, energy? What can you tell us about the feed? Anything?
In the feed, I mean, I don't supplement. I take it all. They're putting it all in the
complete
feed.
ration, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some people
Open that gate.
feed Paline. It's a muscle enhancer.
Oh, right. It's actually kind of a growth hormone thing.
Yeah.
High lysine.
What's that?
High lysine.
Oh, is it? Okay. So it's actually a high amino acid lysine. Okay.
Yeah,
And that's a supplement. That's legal to do that?
yeah, it's all natural
Okay.
stuff. So,
Okay.
that used to be really big a few years ago.
Just
but-
come around this
but
side a
now
little bit so they can hear you.
It used to be big a few years ago, but now the judges are kind of looking for your pig to be a little bit more, have a little more fat content than the previous year.
Okay.
So a lot of people aren't using the Paline anymore.
Paline put on good muscle. So what Tyler was talking about, you guys, is a supplement. You know, we were talking about in horses. You have, when we had Jennifer's, have your basic ration, and you have certain supplements. One of the supplements they use is a thing called Paline. And I can't remember if it's just the growth, I don't know if it is actually growth hormone, it's definitely amino acid, lysine, high in lysine. And
What about it?
what's in Paline?
Paline is a repartition protein, which means that they change the amino acid structure so that it burns fat and builds muscle.
Okay.
So it leaves their system in 12 hours.
Okay.
So it's real quick and fast, and it is organic, and so it's natural.
Right.
It's not a chemical at all.
Okay. So somehow it gets involved in the Krebs cycle and kind of changes things up? Okay.
And you can see pigs
Like
that
an
have
enzyme? Does it work as an enzyme? What is it? That's interesting.
as it builds muscle, it makes the muscle mass take on more vascular tissue. So you see more veins in them.
Yeah.
The only one I know has had a little Paline is his pigs. You can look at his.